Hi everyone, this is Barb from Stormy Acres. I took some tomatoes, and these are cherry tomatoes. I just cut them all in half and put them in this big stock pot because I have to cook those until they cook down enough so that I can run them through this handy dandy thing right here, which I cannot think of the technical name for it, but it gets all the pulp and seeds out of there so I can keep the juice. This is one of the quarts I canned the other day. It's just tomato juice. That's it. Nothing fancy in there because we like to have chili in the wintertime, and I don't like paying money for tomato juice if I don't have to. I have all these tomatoes. These are tons of cherry tomatoes. It's just one of the things I can do with them because I have cherry tomatoes over here. Ignore my mess. But I have cherry tomatoes there and tomatoes. I have tomatoes all through here. And I do pick them early. Like as soon as they start turning like that, I start picking them because my slugs have been crazy this year, and I didn't get, there's tomatoes there. I did not get hardly any tomatoes last year because I lost them to blight. So anyways, I will show you the next step. It's going to take a couple hours to cook those tomatoes down, so I'll show you the next step when I get to that. So after you've cooked it for a while, this is what it's going to be like. You want to be able to do it easily, and then you're going to put it in here. Basically, this is kind of nice. It just sits on top of whatever you're going to put it in, dish or whatever, and just stick it on the sides. If you have a juicer, well, then you're lucky. I just sit here and, you know, I can't do it one-handed, but hard to do one-handed. So anyways, you get the gist of it. You just, too hard to do one-handed and try to film at the same time. So you just squish it through there. Anyways, and then you dump out all the extra pulp in this handy dandy bucket and you give it to your chickens, or you can put it in your compost if you don't have chickens. So, but I have got this whole pot to do, so as soon as we get all this juice in here, then we have to put that back on to cook until it gets good and hot, and then once it gets good and hot, we'll be able to can it. Okay, here's my tomato juice. I've got it already warmed up. You don't want to boil it, you just want to get it really good and hot. See how it's steaming? So you just kind of keep stirring it just a little bit so it doesn't scorch the bottom of the pan. And I've got my canner going here, and also I put some vinegar in there, quarter cup, whatever, and I put a little bit of vinegar in with my lids, just in some lukewarm water. You don't have to heat those up or anything anymore. And then, because I'm water bath canning tomatoes, you have to use lemon juice. So in a quart jar, it says 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So I've already got these with some lemon juice in the bottom there. So I'm going to get these canned up, and then when you get them canned up, then you water bath them for 40 minutes in the water bath canner. After you get it good and boiling, then 40 minutes for quarts, 35 for pints. But I might have 1 pint, depends, but if I do, you still time it for the most, which is 40 minutes for the quarts. So be back when we get these out of the canner. Then I'm going to get these canned up. You just basically just put the juice in there for up to 1/4 inch of head space. And one thing, you don't need a lot of fancy stuff to can. I know you see people have those expensive juicers and all that stuff, but you really don't need that. I didn't pay that much for the other, and you could probably pick it up even at a rummage sale. It's I don't know, probably get it on Amazon for 20 bucks, I don't know. And a juicer is going to cost you a lot of money. So we're going to see, probably about right there. It's probably about a 1/4 inch. That's good. And then you got to, whoops, wipe the rim of your jar. And that is not my dog barking, by the way. That is the neighbors have some friends over, and apparently they have a dog that likes to bark. And I think they should have left their dog at home, but that's my opinion. So anyways, put the jar and lid on there, finger tight, and then you're going to put it in the canner to process. So I'm going to get all these ready. And I'll see you when they're out of the canner and they're all done and pretty. Okay, so the tomato juice is done out of the canner. Canned it at a good boil for 40 minutes. And then I let it sit in here for another 5 minutes after you turn it off. Kind of let it, I'd say cool, but that's not really the word I want to use. So, and you just take these out of the canner. Don't worry about tipping them, getting that water off. It'll dissipate. You can see they're kind of still boiling there a little bit. Then you just leave them out here on the counter. Make sure you put it on a towel so you don't crack your jars. See, there's that 1 pint I told you about. And just let them cool. They'll start popping here in a minute and seal. And now I've got 4 more quarts and a pint of tomato juice. Okay. I hope you all have a great night.